Hey everybody, Joanna Lauer here. As a singer, an actress, and a Christian, I know just how important social media can be. It's a place where you can network and connect with new people, keep in touch with friends and family, you can promote your business and even spread the gospel. But social media can also be a place of negativity, stress, posts and images that believers just don't want to see. The solution? Savior Connect. Savior Connect is a brand new social media platform specifically designed for believers. Much like other social media sites, you can create your own free profile, add pictures, posts, and links, all without having to worry about seeing worldly images and messages. Savior Connect is the place where believers from all over the world can get connected. To create your profile, go to SaviorConnect.com today. Savior Connect, the Christian social network.
Trapping.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? DJ Ronnie with you, the Music Industry Makeover. Along with D-Ray, the producer, is in the house. Hey, this is what we do on Thursday night, so you know what time it is. Go ahead on and let folks know. Hey, the Music Industry Makeover is on board. And hey, if you want to be a advertiser or sponsor, like you saw some of the ones earlier, feel free to go ahead on and contact us at the musicindustrymakeover.com. I want to thank everyone that's helped make this possible. And hey, look, this is how we roll. Okay. D-Ray, man. Hey, what's going on with you?
Hey, what's popping? Another week.
Yes.
We're going into week 2 of football season. We're good.
Yes. Hey, that's right.
We made it.
We made it, most definitely. Hey, we're 1-0. So hey, I'll take that for right now. Yes, hey, football season is back, y'all. So yes, let's have some fun with it. But again, hey, we got a great show tonight. All right, and we want you to jump in and be involved. And if you got any questions or comments, hey, we are here for you. We definitely want to answer your questions and help you go to the next level. And then, hey, if you need a team, hey, this is where you can find us. Okay. Either one of us and everyone else that may jump on as well, feel free, okay? Because this is what we do, man. So, and again, go visit musicindustrymakeover.com. Hey, Danny, you got anything that you have going on with you?
I got a couple of things I can't really announce yet, but
okay.
I cannot wait.
All right.
To tell some things, how God is moving and shaking some things up. And, it's music related. It's going to be media related. I got some stuff coming up that I'm really excited about. So
beautiful.
Stay
that's
tuned.
What's up, man. Hey, that's hey, again, always going to the next level. Hey, let's not mark time. Let's make some progress.
Absolutely.
Let's move forward. Let's get it. All right. Well, hey, we're about to get into it. Okay, and we'll tell you some things on the industry, what's going on, and then also get any tips that we can help you with. But man, what's trending right now in the gospel TMZ world, I would say. Kanye West, yes. Hey,
here we go.
Mr. Billboard himself. Hey,
here we go.
I mean, hey, folks are in an uproar. Even gospel artists are wondering, okay, what's going on here? It's XYZ. I'm like, okay, well, hey, Kanye West is Kanye West, and he has a following, and unfortunately, you don't. It's just or as much as he do. I mean, it is what it is. His fans come from over in the hip hop world. They support whatever type of music or kind of music he puts out because, again, he's been in it for over 20 years and he makes hits. All right. Now, some of his music we may not like, or so, but there's some jammers out there that's been out for years. Some hits that's folks, especially his first album. And so again, make good music. Okay, build a fan base. It all boils down to having a fan base. That's why he's all what 22 songs, whatever, filled up the gospel Billboard charts or whatever. I'm like,
never been done before.
Never been done before. Hey, Mary, how you doing? Bless you.
Hey, Miss Mary. Couple of things on that, and you were right. It's just okay. First of all, what people have to understand is Kanye West's first album came out, his first solo record, because he was a producer, beat maker,
right
before that. So 2004, when his first record dropped, he had a song on that first record called "Jesus Walks." Right.
I heard that he did not even write that.
He may not have. However, it was the first foray into this Christian hip hop side of Kanye that appeared and came out in 2004. And if you remember, for those ethnomusicologists that are out there, if you remember back on the BET show, then him and Yolanda Adams did a duet with Jesus Walks.
Oh,
and it was this big thing. That this is exciting. This is a good way to motivate the young people, right?
Right.
And here we are, 17 some years later, and he does an entire record, right?
An entire
record, and now it's like, oh, where did this come from? He must have bought his way onto the chart. No, he didn't.
That's so silly.
And you need to stop with that foolishness. He has a fan base.
Yes,
he has a dedicated fan base. And you know how he did it? He consistently put out music that his fans wanted to hear. Not what the industry wanted, not trying to sound like somebody else, not trying to do this and do that.
Right.
He put out music that his fans wanted to hear. And guess what? Those fans are loyal to Kanye. And so now, and it's kind of like a double whammy, because the bar has been set so low in gospel.
Yeah.
The bar has been set so low by artists that are trying to sound the same.
Come on, bro.
By the gatekeepers that keep letting the same music through.
There you go.
Right. And so you got artists, and then it's always the judgment in gospel. It's always the, you have to be anointed, you have to go and minister, you have to do this. And my humble opinion is just like this. If you are a super saint, then you probably shouldn't go put gas in your car, because where you get your gas from, they don't believe that Jesus is the Son of Man, the Son of God.
They sure don't. Where
you go get your groceries, they probably don't worship like you do.
Come on now. Come on.
If you're gonna hold all of that to the same standard, people just need to stop and realize that you can do it as a job. Now, would we like people to be believers? Absolutely.
Right.
Would we want people to be ministry? Absolutely. But let's just be real here. Some people just view it as a job.
Exactly. You're right. Exactly. Hey, Kieran, you're so right on that as well. Chris is our expert at criticizing someone else's hard work. Most definitely, Kieran. Yeah. I mean, again, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? All right. And then what leads to what we're saying with Dietrich has said here, said there's a huge difference between the gospel ministry and the gospel industry. The industry equals business. Getting advanced, you got to pay it back. Charts, money, positioning, power, popularity, and fame. Yes, that is all part of the business, the industry. But the ministry equals spreading the good news of Jesus Christ, taking up your cross, denying yourself, winning a soul. The question is, can you do both? And are you called to do both? All right.
And seeing those are two separate questions that people actually miss. Can you do both? Probably. Are you called to do both? Probably not. Because what winds up happening is that there's going to come a time, and it always happens with gospel artists or Christian artists, there always comes to a fork in the road.
Yes.
there's always going to be a fork in the road. Am
What
I
you
going to
gonna
go to the right, where it's going to lead me to longevity in this business, going to lead
Mhm.
me to tax shelters, going to lead me to offshore money, going to lead me to all of
Right.
this stuff. But I'm getting further and further away from the teachings of Jesus,
Come on, bro.
going
Come
down
on,
that
bro.
road.
Hey,
Or am I going to go straight
hello.
going on, Los? Or am I going to head towards Jesus, which means that I'm probably going to be ostracized in the business.
Mm-hmm.
People are not going to want to deal with me. It's going to, and I'm about to step on some toes. You know
Step
what I
on.
do, y'all? You know we need a graphic. I'm gonna make one where I'm tossing a grenade
Please
because I
do.
call it. And what winds up happening if you're an artist that follows Jesus, you wind up getting ostracized by the church too,
Come on now. Come on.
because a lot of times the church don't really follow the actual teachings of Jesus,
No, they don't.
right?
No,
Church life is church life, and
it is.
so every artist, every Christian artist that I know runs up to that fork in the road. Now the question is, whatever you choose, that's your personal business. That's between you and God.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I make my money in the music business. So I'm hoping you go to the right because so I have something to do. Right?
There's nothing wrong with business.
There's nothing wrong with business. But
No.
here's where it gets tripped up. People wanting to go to the right, but calling it going to the left.
That's the confusion right there.
That's what needs to stop. Because
Right.
just because you can sing, don't make you a praise team leader. Just because you can write a song doesn't mean that you are now charged to winning souls. It could just very well mean that you have a talent for writing music. You
Correct.
have a talent for singing, right? You got to
Right.
really understand really understand what it means to be called into ministry. Because if people really understood what that call meant, none of you would want it.
No. And again, if you want to go in the industry, then you're going to have to go and play by the industry rules. Okay. Going through the process, you got to market, you got to promote, you got to spend money. All right. You got to build up a fan base. Okay. Even in ministry. Okay. If you're consistent in what you're preaching out there, yeah, you're going to get some followers. All right. But again, if you're trying to sell records, because that's going to be your main priority in the industry, is selling records, selling product, merchandising. That's all a part of business. You got to get out there and grind. But when you say, "Oh man, I want to do this for the Lord," as Danny alluded to earlier, you're going to be moving further away from the teachings of Jesus, because you may end up doing. You come to that fork in the road of doing some unethical things to get ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean,
absolutely right.
I mean, so because the fact is, if somebody else is putting the money to help you move forward, you got to do what they say, because it's their money. Unless you get your own money, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, save up a lot of money, sacrifice, stop buying the latest gadgets, electronic gadgets, stop buying all these Jordans, $200 or $300 shoes, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, stop buying all these high-priced, fashionable clothing, and find a cheaper hairstylist or whatever. Again, you got to sacrifice if you're going to be in the industry.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
and there's an absolute difference there. If you really want to be in ministry, you don't need a business plan. You don't need a marketing plan.
No.
All you need to do is go down to the corner with your guitar or your loudspeaker or whatever.
Come on.
Now you're being a music minister.
There you go. Hey, Simone.
If there's anything more than that, you're deceiving yourself. Hey, sis.
That's it. What do you want to say on that, Simone? Because you like to deal with the ministry aspect of music, so that they can make money. So, what would you say to Dietrich's comment?
I guess. Well, I mean, he's saying, there's a difference between the industry, the ministry and industry. Well, yeah, there is. I see ministry as the thing that you do. It's kind of the why you got into this in the first place. The part of you that wants to make the kind of music that's going to change lives and drive people to Jesus and remind people that Jesus loves them and wants them to be in heaven with him, and that kind of stuff, right? That's
Right.
your ministry piece, right? And it's the part of you that really kind of that speaks to the crowd when you're on the stage and that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
The industry part, the business part, that's the part where I like to talk about the sales and the marketing, your branding, your the things that you do to turn your ministry into a thriving business. The marketing, the promotion, the handling your money, they're figuring out what you're gonna sell, that kind of stuff. And it can work together. That stuff can all work together. You don't have to be, just because you're a gospel singer does not mean that it is wrong for you to be in business,
right,
or that it is wrong for you to charge for your music or for anything else that you put out there. I found a verse the other day that said it's not wrong for you to sell your stuff.
What? Are you serious?
This is for the gospel.
For gospel folk, for Christian people, it is not wrong for you to sell your stuff. Yes, the gospel is free, but doesn't mean that your time is. My mom likes to say salvation is free, but it's not cheap. Your time is not free. What you put into making good music is not free. If you went to a producer to make sure that your music is good, that is not free. Your rent is not free. Your mortgage is not free. Your car note is not free.
Yes.
The Bible sasays that I don't know, what is it? A worker is worth his wages.
Hire. Yeah.
It's worth his hire. The Levites, all those guys, that was their job, working in the temple and singing the praises and all this stuff. They got paid for what they did.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So poverty is not necessarily something that we should look at as being noble. I don't think poverty is noble. I really don't. I believe that that as Christians living in the world today in 2021, I believe that we as Christians should be the richest people on earth, honestly, because as Christians, as Bible-believing people, as people who love the Lord, we are more predisposed to give and to help those who are less fortunate, and to actually be using the money to make the world a better place.
Well, the reason.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say the reason why we're not so, especially in the music industry, is because we don't do the principles. All right. Again, because the principles work whether you're saved or not. Again, Proverbs 10:4. Again, the diligent hand maketh rich. So a lot of us are lazy in the body of Christ. All right. And especially a lot of gospel artists are lazy, and they're not going to put in the work because they want something for free. They say, well, the Lord has opened the door for me. So bam, hey, he's going to make it happen for me. And blessings don't always necessarily mean free.
Absolutely.
Right? They say people think you can't be wealthy and humble. Exactly, Kiran. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Thanks for saying. Yeah, the poverty. Yeah, because again, the world has equated poverty with Christianity, and so that's why there's not a lot of major gospel artists or who have money. You're saying, but majority of gospel artists are not rolling like that. Okay. And I would say probably the biggest name gospel artist right now is Kirk Franklin. And he's probably the main millionaire that I would say. Again, I could be wrong, but in gospel. But again, his fan base consists of mainstream and the church. So is salvation really free? I know we say, hey, that's a critical dialogue.
And the answer to that is no. It was not free. Jesus paid for that.
Jesus paid for it. It's free to us. I believe it's free to us. All we have to do is accept the gifts.
Right. So,
but like my mother says, it's not cheap. It wasn't cheap. Jesus paid for it with his life and with suffering.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, that we come back to. There is a conditioning in gospel artists and Christian content creators. There's a conditioning that has happened where there is a shame that is brought on by demanding that you get paid what you worth. And
right,
you know, maybe we'll save that show for critical dialogue. But but that is a mindset that needs to be broken. Because I want to get back to what she just said. That mindset needs to be broken because you need to be paid what you're worth. You know, and a lot of times, and I'm guilty of this as well. Money is not my motivation. I like paying my rent. I like to eat. I like having all of these nice lights on. You know, I like being able to, you know, participate in the music industry makeover because I paid for my internet and I paid for my computer.
Right.
You know what I mean? All of that stuff costs money. Now, does that mean that I'm all about money? Not necessarily. But I went to school for it, and I feel like that, you know, this is my job and this is what I do. That is where the disconnect comes in, because there are a lot of people who feel like if you are a Christian content creator or if you are a gospel singer or an artist, they feel like ministry should be what you do along with what you're getting paid for. And I'm here to say you can do both of them, or you can do each of them. You know, my main thing is be honest with yourself about what you're doing.
That's it, Daddy.
Yeah. Period. Now, because you're gonna get attacked either way. You're gonna get attacked if you're all ministry and people are gonna attack you for doing this, attack you for doing that. Who do you think you are? Blah 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 blah. Well, then guess what? People are gonna attack you if you're just, hey, my job. I know a lot of professional gospel singers who on Sunday morning they sit in the pews in the congregation. Why? Because singing is their job. They don't sing in church. Singing is what they do for a living. They don't sing in church, right? It's almost like if you are a computer tech and you work on computers 6 days a week and you go to church, and is the church now saying, well, you know, you already are a computer tech. and you know, and our computers are down. You already are a tech. You know, you should bring your gifts in here. You know, how crazy does that sound? How crazy does it sound that, oh, you're already a mechanic. Our church van is not working. You're already a mechanic. Right? So why is it different for a content creator, a social media manager, a musician that does this professionally to say, you know what, on Sunday, I'm just going to sit here and renew my mind and renew my spirit.
Right.
Period.
You know, Jesus said, you know, God loves a cheerful giver, right? If you are in church and you are giving of your talents, whether you are fixing the computers or you're working the sound booth or you're, you know, whatever it is you're doing, you should be able to do it. If you're willing to do that without being paid for it, it should be something that you're giving out of the goodness of your heart. Not because you have been pressured, because this is what you do for a living, and they expect you to just come to church every week and do it for them for free, right? If you are able and it's what you want to do, and you feel like, okay, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this for my job all week long, and then also do it at church on the weekend, you know, that's on you, but it should not be expected, and it should not be pressured. People should not be pressured into that stuff. That is not cool.
That's all facts, most definitely. And again, that's why you have to decide whether you're going to do industry or ministry. And again, if you're going to do ministry and you're looking to get some hookups, whatever, that's not going to work. You're going to need some money. All right. Again, you know, if you're going to record some songs, you're going to do, if you want to go out, I mean, that's where the confusion comes in, as Danny was saying even earlier, is the fact is pick and choose what it is that you're going to do, either industry or ministry. Can you do both? Again, you're going to come to that fork in the road. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's two different entities. Bottom line, neither one of them is wrong. Okay, it's the way you do them. Okay, there's a lot of shadiness that goes on in the industry, even in gospel music. And gospel music is a part of the music industry. It's one whole conglomerate. Just gospel music is a component of it. So if you're going to get into it, then you have to handle your business and go through the process.
And Andrew Crawley, if he was here, he would say that there are a lot of shadiness going on in ministry as well.
Most definitely.
So, you know, you got to be. There is really no escape from that. My main thing is like we always said, you know your why. Why are you doing it? And then also keep something else in mind. And I'm alluding to something that Ron had mentioned in a post, and I'm paraphrasing about how gospel music, there seems to be no order or no definition or what
structure.
No structure. You know, what Kanye West's project represents is one of the biggest biggest record by an artist who happens to be Christian, right? We talked about how Lecrae didn't want to be known as a Christian rapper anymore. He just wanted to be a rapper who happened to be Christian, right? Donda is the result of that. Donda is now what we're going to use as the benchmark by where all these other projects are going to come now.
Yep.
Right? Christian hip hop had years and years and years to define itself, right? Had years and years and years to get the leaders, the people who were the founders, the people who were the innovators, had years and years and years and years and years to do it, right? But now here we are. Here we are with someone with a dedicated fan base who, for his perspective, loves Jesus. Don't necessarily love the church. Love Jesus, right? And made a record about his love for Jesus. And now we see where it's going. Because if it wasn't resonating with people, it wouldn't be on the charts. Charts now, especially in a digital age where only 10% of the industry is physical product.
That's
right?
good.
10% of the industry is physical product. The rest of it is digital. So what that means is that somebody sat down and streamed that record enough.
Yeah.
That hey, you know, he set a streaming record in the first day of 200 million streams. Right? He'll hit 1 billion streams by maybe the end of this year. Right?
Wow.
Does that mean that record, you know, is it a fluke? Or does it mean that there's a sound that's resonating with people? That maybe if you're an up and coming Christian hip hop artist, maybe you need to stop running after the culture and start creating your own.
Boy, you preaching, boy. You preaching.
I love that.
Jesus Beast, man. Come on up here, man.
Come on, Thanos. Bring the ring.
Yeah, bring it. Yeah. Hey, again, this is the Music Industry Makeover Podcast. If you got any questions or comments as we going to definitely transition, but we wanted to talk about, you know, again, with the trend in Kanye West. And again, that's a prime example of having a fan base and they supporting you no matter what. And yes, I believe he is going to get 1 billion streams. And because again, he's been in it for a while. We're not telling you to compare yourself, you know what I'm saying, to him, because that's like apples and oranges. That's right, Kieran. He is a marketing genius, which goes back to marketing and promotions. You can't skip
everything he does is newsworthy.
Exactly. And even those who are talking bad about it, guess what? Hey, you are marketing for him because that's going to spark curiosity. Like, man, let me go and check out this album, see what it's all about. So again, guys, marketing and promotions, you cannot get past the process. Bottom line, you can't skip it. So again, invest in your industry, ministry, whatever. Okay, marketing and promotions. You need a team. Kanye West has a team. All right, hey, it is what it is. Okay, so but yeah, so we want to start off with talking about that. And hey, one day you can be there, but until then, hey, make good music. All right, continue to make good music like he does. But now, speaking of music, again, I want to thank Danny because he is the research king. I've dubbed him that. And so it, man, he definitely, you know, for us with the when it comes to streaming and the revenue report, the mid revenue report, and I'm gonna pull that up, although because again, guys, there's money out here. There's money out here, and people will buy your music if they know about it. Okay. But the mid-year,
that's the thing. They have to know about it. So you got to be sharing it.
Come on now. Tell it. Exactly. There it is. Right.
You have to tell them.
Okay. Come on. So again, this is the mid-year 2021 RIAA revenue statistics. Okay. And I want to come to this figure 2 real quick. Man, what's the most consumption? 84%. Streaming. 84% streaming. Physical copies, 10%. Digital downloads, 5%. And synchronization, 2%. Man.
And for the uninitiated, synchronization is the revenue that content creators, copyright holders make when your music is used in a TV, when it's used in jingles, when it's used in a movie. And so yeah, that's where you're getting your sync royalties from.
Wow.
I find it interesting that there's more sales from physical copies than downloads.
Well, you know, further in that report, what it's saying is that the physical copy of the CD is falling, but the physical copy of the vinyl is rising.
Yes, right? Now that is true. Yes.
And so they're kind of canceling each other out.
Right. And so you have vinyl sales that are on the uptick. Yeah.
Talking about figure 6, right?
Mm-hmm. You have vinyl sales.
Yep. Yeah.
So what that is saying is that if you are a Christian content creator, gospel artist, there is a means and a way that you can creatively work this business. That you might not get Kanye numbers right away.
Correct.
But you can be able to do this for a living. Right?
There you go.
Because what this report is showing us is that if 84% of the industry is about streaming,
right,
then ask yourself a question. What's more important? Radio promotion or social media social media promotion?
The choice is yours.
Ask yourself a question. Do you pay $4,000 or $5,000 for a radio plugger to get you to a radio station that somebody might not listen to? Or do you pay $300 or $400 to a digital marketer that will pay that per month, that will get you in front of some people that actually stream your record?
In front of millions of people. And you can actually track the ones who are listening.
Imagine that.
Can't do that on radio.
Mm-hmm. You can't ask for
you can actually retarget, even if they don't click on something, they don't click to go to your website or whatever, you can still retarget them.
Mm-hmm.
Again, there's the numbers right there, guys, that'll let you know concerning radio. Should you use radio as your first line of defense? Okay.
Now before Thanos comes here on and snaps me out of existence, I am not saying not to use radio. What I am saying is radio is not the above all be all that it used to be 20 to 30 years ago. And I'm saying that there is a way now that you probably could bypass radio altogether while you're building your fan base.
There's a lot of people out there whose music is being heard by thousands and thousands of people. They're making money from their music. They are making a living from their music. And you have never heard them on the radio. You've never even heard of them, period. Really.
Exactly.
They're taking their stuff, their music straight to individuals, to the fans. And then they're cultivating that fan base and selling directly to them. They don't need the charts. They don't need the award shows. They don't need radio.
Exactly.
It is possible.
Facts, Mr. Fleming.
Yes.
And
No.
and if you followed our show for the past 3 or 4 weeks, where we talked about how Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, all of these places now have jump pages for artists that you can create
Mhm.
your own, basically your own web page within on the platform, right? That you can start driving traffic to Pandora or whatever. You know what else these platforms are doing now? They're partnering with merchandising. They're
Mhm.
partnering with these people that you can now sell your merch from that same page on Spotify,
Come
right?
on now.
So now you're able to do virtual tickets. Now you're selling, you're drop shipping t-shirts. And for the uninitiated, drop shipping means that you're able to sell merchandise without having any inventory that you're not keeping. So you're able to sell merchandise, you're able to sell music, you're able to do all of that, and it's all digital, right? If
Mhm.
you have a good plan, if you know your why, if your music is good, if your music is produced well, there's no reason why that if you continue to plow them fields, sooner or later something's gonna break open, right?
Now,
Absolutely.
now let's bring some Bible in here. You know what I'm saying? Again, this is an example of Jesus say, "What man doesn't count up the cost before he builds." Okay. Again,
Facts. Facts.
there it is, right there in front of you. So again, you want to do something that worked 20, 30 years ago, and things have moved on. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you wonder why you're not being as effective as God will want you to be, because you are choosing not to adapt, to pivot, to go and learn the industry, learn the business. Simple as that. It's not going to happen magically, and that's where I feel a lot of gospel artists, in general, they just think, well, yes, God is going to make it happen for me. Somebody's going to do it all for me, and then I won't just have to do anything. No,
Yeah.
no,
Or the blessings are just going to rain down from the
rain
sky
down on me.
and anoint you with everything you need. And that doesn't happen. It takes work.
And,
It
and
takes work.
and even
It
if
takes
it does,
investment.
even if it does happen, even if blessings do rain down from the sky, if you're too lazy enough to stick your bucket out to catch anything,
Well,
Yeah,
if you too
that don't
if
help
you
you.
if you're too lazy to invest in a bucket to catch
Mm.
some of those blessings, what's really the point of experiencing the miracle? You're not even
Yeah.
doing the
that's
work.
good, Danny. That's good. That's
You
good,
Mhm.
know,
D.
what's
Ray.
the point?
Again, and God doesn't like laziness. It said what,
Fact.
there's plenty of scripture on laziness on there. What lazy man will always want or whatever, or such as.
Yeah.
uh, I'm
Or
just saying,
leads to
y'all.
poverty.
It leads to poverty.
Yes.
Exactly. It leads to poverty.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I see a lot of artists do, that I sit back and I just have to pray and shake my head. I have conversations with my colleagues about it all the time. Stop trying to count somebody else's money.
There
Focus
you
on
go.
your career. Focus on what you're doing,
There
right?
you
Focus
go.
Focus on
on
your
excellence.
investment.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter if such and such went to an award show and they
Right.
did this and they did that. That's their business. Be
That's
happy
their
for them
business.
if they win. Be happy for them if they get cast. Be happy for them if they get a song placed on a movie or whatever.
Right.
The main thing is, what are you doing? What
Absolutely.
kind of investment have you made? What kind of work have you put in?
Come
You
on.
know, if you haven't done any of that and all you sitting back and doing is complaining, please save that for somebody else. Because this
Say
ain't
that.
I'm not the one for that.
No, no. And then I'm
I'm
gonna
not
add
the one
this
for that.
too, is that the music industry is not memorized, it's customized. And
Mhm.
so marketing is
I like
customized
that.
to your style. That means you got to
Mhm.
find what works for you, because what works for someone else may not work for you.
Yeah.
So
You know what
customized
works
marketing.
nowadays is
Mhm.
authenticity.
They always.
It's like, don't be, cookie cutter craft. Decide like what in your story you're going to share with your audience
Right,
and
right,
build around that and be authentic and share you. Don't just put music out there and
right.
say, hey, I got this new song. Why should I care about your new song? What is it
Exactly.
about you that makes me
Facts.
care? There's so many, Danny probably has the statistics, like how many songs are added to Spotify every day. How do you stand out from that
Mm.
huge crowd?
My. Again,
Your
guys,
uniqueness. That's the only thing that makes you stand out.
there it is.
We're all different. We all have different experiences. And, if we're not willing to be a little bit more open and use our own stories and our own our own experiences to inform our marketing and our promotion and the music that you're putting out and the creativity that we have, then you just look cookie cutter. You just look like everybody else.
So since
Well
Simone,
said.
well said, sis. Since Simone challenged me, 60,000 songs are added to Spotify every day.
Wow.
So if you do the math,
Wow.
that's 420,000 songs a week, right? And
A
somehow,
lot of
some
music.
way, that is a lot of music. Somehow, some way, you got to figure out what's going to set me apart from the other 400 and some odd thousand songs that somebody heard this week, right?
Right.
And to go back to Kanye, that was what set Kanye apart in the early 2000s, was because his production style and his delivery was different from everybody else. It was inherently Kanye. And I'm a student of producers, right? If I listen to something that Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis produce, I know it's them, right? I know their style. If Quincy Jones does something, I've studied it enough that I know that style, right?
There you go.
But I also know when you have a producer that's trying to sound like Kanye or trying to sound like whomever, or how many Fred Hammond clones have we heard throughout our years? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's all about individuality in today's record industry. Basically, in today's entertainment industry, if you're going to develop relationships with your fans, with people that you want to invest in your career, you have to start by being authentic.
Authenticity.
This ain't like 40 or 50 years ago when you could
Orlando.
be, what's going on, Orlando? This ain't like 40 or 50 years ago where you could be a mystery and you can be one way on Sunday and then hide your dirt on Monday.
Okay.
People got smartphones now.
Yes.
Right. You can investigate. People doing background checks on everybody.
Google.
Look, people could take a picture of you and do a Google image search and find out everything they want to know.
There you go.
On you.
Come on.
The idea of you being inauthentic, it's just really wasting time. Just be honest.
Man, you give some good stuff there. Definitely. You all right? And again, it's about pivoting, shifting, knowing the industry, knowing how people are consuming music. Okay. And so we're going to shift to this next phase right here. Okay. When it comes to music consumption. Hey, remember, go ahead.
Before we move on, can I do a small commercial break?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Because what we're talking about is relevant, right? I'm doing a branding boot camp masterclass this coming Tuesday. Okay. So if you're interested on how to define branding, what is it about? How do you tell people who you are in a very quick and short and sweet way? How do you develop your persona and that impression that you want to leave with people? That's what I'm going to be talking about on Tuesday. And so if you're interested in learning about that stuff, and we're going to audit websites and social media accounts. So if you're interested in that, learning how to be authentic and share your authentic self in a way that draws the right people to you. That's what I'm going to be talking about on Tuesday. It's only $19. So It's not super
Man.
expensive. And you're going to come out of it with some great insights. So share this with people, other artists that you know. I think it's going to be something that's very valuable to a lot of you. The link is eshemusic.com/branding.
Oh, /branding. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Well, hey, guys, look, there it is. Are you? How serious are you? You know what I'm saying? $19, $20, basically. Well, less than $20. So this Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, SA Music /branding. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead and sacrifice your Starbucks budget.
There you go. Hey, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? If not, actions always speak louder than words, guys. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, and if we're talking about like being in the industry, and talking about turning your ministry, making it a thriving business, this is a great starting point. Learning how to brand yourself in a way that that leaves the right impression on people, right? I always tell the story about this time that I was at a showcase, and this lady got up to sing, and from her look, I'm thinking I'm about to hear somebody sounding like Shirley Caesar or somebody. She opens her mouth, and the music that's playing sounds more like Jill Scott. And I'm like, okay, now that's just confusing. You know, based on her hairstyle and the way she was dressed and all of that, she gave one completely different impression than what was really happening with her music. So,
wow.
It's really about kind of deciding who you are, what you want the world to see, what kind of impression you want to make, and how to put it all together. So it comes together seamlessly.
Beautiful. There it is. Again, eshemusic.com/branding this Tuesday. Go and buy now. All right. Jump on that. Invest. How serious are you? All right. Awesome. Hey, could you have an awesome teacher right here? So, man, awesome, Simone. Hey, man, I look forward to hearing some great results from that, and a lot of folks jumping on board with that. So, come on,
I've
artists.
done this boot camp before, and people have really loved it.
Beautiful. So, speaking of branding, hey, as we said concerning music consumption, hey, TikTok is it. As what was it back in the day? TikTok, you don't stop. hey, color me bad. Hey, I know, but yes, TikTok. Hey, matter of fact, it's running everything, as this article says. Again, thanks to Danny that found this right here. I mean, I was reading some of it. Jason Derulo, I think I said his name correct. So, and he had the song "What You Say" or something like that from back in the day. All right, hey, he's reinventing himself, and he's making more money doing from TikTok streams. Matter of fact, there was if you go, I'm kind of paraphrasing the article, but he was saying how he went to the record labels and they said, well, come back whenever you're hot, whatever, such and such, and it's like basically, him and his team got together, and so the record labels pay him as partners because he owns the music, everything they put out. I mean, guys, this is the best time to be in the music industry as an artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's never been more opportunity.
Opportunity is right here.
Yeah,
right.
For all different kinds of artists.
Right, and so, if you're a writer, if you're a songwriter, right, TikTok pays you differently than any other platform, and how they pay you is they pay you based on how many people create a video using your music or using whatever. All right, so let's say I put out "Live and Not Die," and I do a dance, or I create a goofy dance or something on TikTok, right?
Right.
I get paid based on how many people create a video using my song, just like I just did. Okay. And so that is how you get paid on TikTok.
Wow.
And for a lot of people that I know personally, they have found their niche, they have found their fan base because of who they are as people. And they can go through TikTok and start developing that fan base that will translate over into Spotify, that will follow them on the Facebook or on other social media platforms. So don't just think that, okay, well, TikTok is working, I need to jump on TikTok. TikTok ain't for everybody. But if you find out that it is for you, people are making it work. So you need to really explore how can I get that? How can I make it work? Or how can I test it out? But definitely it's working for a lot of people that we know.
Can I jump in here for a second?
Sure, go ahead.
You talked about like sync licensing and using, your music being used in commercials and movies and TV shows and things like that. I discovered a song. Like I discovered a song this week because I was spending way too much time on YouTube. I discovered a song on YouTube because I was watching this video that was about like some characters in a TV show that I've been watching, right? And it made me think, like, I've never listened to anything by Taylor Swift before, right? But the song was in this video and I loved the song. So now, like, it's in my playlist and I'm listening to it. And I thought, why don't artists do this? Artists should just do this. Like, create like a video montage of photos or characters from a TV show or whatever, and put your own music behind it and have people discover your music from something that they already love, right? And you can create your own kind of soundtrack for a play or a movie or a film or whatever, YouTube is a great place to discover music.
Two things. Simone just dropped a major nugget for those of you that are paying attention. I will circle back to that. But I think I said it before. I was working with some young people this summer. And when I say young people, between the ages of 17 and I want to say 19 or 20 or somewhere around in there. And so I asked them, I was like, well, where do you guys go to find music? Where's the first place you go to listen to music? They say YouTube. They didn't go. They don't listen to the radio. They couldn't tell me what was on the radio stations, right? They go to YouTube. They listen to their friends. They listen to. They look at TikTok, right? So if you've done your research and your demographic is right around in that area, you might need to go where they are. Now, circling back to this major nugget, I tried this about maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and I was amazed that I didn't see a lot of my independent artists doing more of this. When you do an Instagram story or you do a Facebook story, you can create a little graphic and you can add music to it. But why wouldn't you add your own music?
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? From now on, anytime I do a story on Instagram or on Facebook, and especially if I got music out there in the marketplace, I'm adding my own music. And guess what happened, y'all? I started getting royalty checks. I started getting some streaming revenue simply because I'm using some technology that's right there in front of me.
Wow.
So
wow.
That is a major nugget.
Right. And guess what? You don't necessarily have to do it yourself as the artist. If you have a song that tells a story that will work for a movie or will work for whatever, put it out to the fans. Tell them to create the videos. Guess what? That content ID will connect back to your music and you get those royalties. So you don't have to necessarily do it all yourself. Actually, I listened to, I was watching a video today. It was a new video based on these characters. And clearly I'm obsessed. It was a new video. And I was listening to it and, watching the video. And I was like, I like this song. This is interesting. So I went to the description and the content ID did not pull up the name of the song and the artist and all that stuff. So I had to actually ask the person. I put in a comment like, who is this? What song is this? Who is it by? Is this an indie artist? Like, because it didn't pop up automatically. I'm discovering music by watching videos on YouTube. that tell stories.
Music consumption, right there. Again, it's changing. It's not just radio. Okay, hey, again, music consumption. And Thanos comes on here 5 minutes before we about to get up out here.
Right, and I wanted to put a PSA out there before we end, but let's talk. Hey, Jesus.
Wait a minute. Oh, great Thanos.
We're not snapping today.
My brother, what's going on, man?
I had to download Firefox in order to get this to work. I could not get this to work for anything else.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah. Well, welcome. Yeah, and you got a lot of
so
feedback.
It's working on Firefox. Now that's interesting. If it's working on Firefox, that means I can go back to my computer.
It's working on Firefox. I could not get it on. For some apparent reason, it would not allow the cameras and their microphone to work on Chrome. So I don't know if it's a new update or something. I don't know.
Yeah. My microphone's not working on Chrome either on my laptop. So,
man, well, hey, real quick, man. What did you want to say? What we were talking about earlier and everything, man.
I was just enjoying it. I was enjoying the dialogue. All the facts, the stats came up. Dietrich hadn't dropped the jewels today, so it was. Ain't really nothing to say other than artists just. I think Fred. Did y'all see the video with Fred Hammond? Now Fred Hammond did one, and he dropped some jewels too. He just said, hey, this is a golden opportunity for artists, gospel artists out there to think of it this way. That was 22 songs on there, so you can reach at least 2 people through his audience. Step in your game with your music.
There you go.
Bring them into the kingdom. So hey, I guess gospel artists, step your game up. That's all you gotta do. Step.
Hey,
well, another thing too is make collaboration work for you.
Yeah,
good. Simone,
this whole building your fan base stuff. You don't have to do this all by yourself, right? Find another artist that has maybe a slightly bigger fan base or the same size fan base as you. Y'all work together. You do some songs together. You introduce yourself to their audience. They introduce yourself to their audience, to your audience, and guess what? It's a win-win situation. You both get new fans.
There you go. There you go.
It right there. Mic drop.
Yeah. I was thinking this week, I love duets. I think they're just so great. I love harmonies and all that kind of stuff. If artists can get together, do a couple of harmonies and stuff.
Hey, definitely. Hey,
the bomb biggity.
Hey, hey, what's that? She said the bomb biggity. Yeah, I heard it so long. Old school.
She brought that one back.
I know, right? Hey, what's that PSA that you had?
Well, this was it has nothing really to do with music or anything. I just want to say that this is September, and September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month. And I just wanted to say to y'all that I hope that you are praying for the people in your community who have sickle cell, and people who love people who have sickle cell. It's a difficult disease to live with, and I just want to say, and the people who are praying, thank you for praying, and just pray for us. I'm one of those people. Pray for us. Okay.
Yes, well, we definitely praying for you. Amen. Yes, and again, that's where that spiritual life comes in, guys. Hey, it's that ministry. You know what I'm saying? Hey, there's you can make a song towards that. You know what I'm saying? Again, there's other ways out there of putting your message and getting it out there. So,
can I talk about the blood? Woo! Mercy.
The blood. There you go.
I mean, sickle cell song for sure. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, go ahead, Danny.
I was giving that the time to marinate because that sickle cell is something. Praying for everybody that goes through that because that's a monster to go through on the regular. But I do want to circle back to something that Simone said about not doing it by yourself. Okay. I went across, and I know we're pressed for time, but since Thanos is here, he can just snap his fingers. But
that's back in time.
But I'm gonna tell a quick story if I can.
Yeah.
About 5 friends in the late 60s, early 70s, named George, Steve, Martin, Lawrence, and Francis. Right? They were all decided that they wanted to be film directors, and that they all wanted to, make the kind of movies that they wanted to make. And so, you know what they did? They teamed up with each other. They weren't in competition with each other. As cutthroat, as nasty as Hollywood could be, these 5 guys teamed up, and guess what? They became 5 of the most famous directors you've ever heard of in your life. George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese, Lawrence Kasdan, that did a lot of the Star Wars movies, and Francis Ford Coppola, who directed The Godfather. They all started off together.
Wow.
They slept on each other's couches. They lived in each other's houses, and they started off. My point is that sometimes it's not really all about competition. It's about cooperation. It's about building a team, building a consensus. Issa Rae, who a very talented writer, who what's the show on HBO that she wrote? Because she started off on YouTube. Insecure, right? She even said a few months back, it's like when you're starting off, don't think about, going to work with Tyler Perry or going to work with Issa Rae or whoever. Look to your left and look to your right. That's who you're building with. You know what I mean? That's who you're supposed to build with. And I got people that I'm partners with that are not even in music, but they're in entertainment. I work with comedians. I work with writers. I work with filmmakers, whatever. And that is how you're going to make it in this industry, because you cannot do it by yourself. So you have to really learn your relationship building skills, and you have to know, you have to what does the old saying go? Let your yay say yay and let your nay be nay. You have to be honest, and then people will be able to know that they can rely on you and rely on your abilities, that you'll do what you say. You have to have some integrity, right? You can't be a good teammate and lack integrity. So that if somebody is trying to get something done, they can't depend on you. Well, guess what? They're not going to call you anymore, right? So here's the bottom line in this industry of relationships, in this very, very small industry of relationships. Stop thinking that it's all about you.
Come on.
Start looking at somebody else and saying, you know what? Hey, man, let's do this. Let's do that. If I got $50 and you ain't got no money, now both of us got a budget of 25. Let's make this happen. Let's put this show on. Let's do this. Come on, we got to start. That, if you really, really think about it, is really kingdom work.
Come on, bro.
Right, that's so true.
So that's my 2 cents.
Man, passed off.
To add, when you're collaborating or you want to work with somebody, you may want to be using their expertise, or they have an audience that you want to get in front of or whatever. But think about what you can do to make it a win-win. What can you do to help them out as they're helping you out?
And I think I'll add to that a little bit. It's just you got to, like Ray said, as far as integrity, you got to be honest up front with the people that you're going to work with. Let them know what your intentions are. So if you're an opportunist, say, hey, I'm an opportunist and I really don't want to build a friendship with you. I just really want to build a business relationship, and let's see if we can work this out. And
look, let me tell you something. Y'all might think that would be like horrible, but I would welcome that. As a matter of fact, that might actually get me to be in business with you quicker. You know what I mean? Because you just flat out told me
you're honest.
This is what your aim is. I love that, man.
You just have to also, make sure you're seeking God first in the confirmation for every decision, because every person that we might want to think about working with, even if they are somebody that might be doing a little bit good on the other side, you got to check each other's intentions, and also as far as, is it the right people that you need to surround yourself around with? Because some people will let's just say things can go south real quick if you're not being wise about your business and wise about where you both are at. So I know a lot of I see a lot of artists that was like, hey, let's work together, let's build, and And I've always had that happen before, but I'm always I use the spirit of discernment before I even start making any type of moves, because sometimes you got to watch a person for a little bit, watch their track record, watch what they're doing, watch how they interact with people, watch how they're doing their businesses and how they're handling their finances. Because if this is the person you're going to work with on a short term or a long term goal, those are the warning signs you might need to watch out for. It's not saying that everybody's bad. It's just more of like, you just got to be prepared to protect yourself in case something might go down south. So,
man, that's awesome. Hey, great words of wisdom by everybody there. So those that are watching, go back and watch this show again, use it as a reference, and hey, don't skip the process, because it's going to eventually catch up with you, and you'll be in the same situation 2 or 3 years from now. It's like, oh man, God, what's going on? Well, hey, you didn't go through the process. And life is about the journey, y'all. So, man, awesome. Great words of wisdom. We'll start with ladies first. Simone, any last words you want to say?
Take action on what you've heard. Never give up. And also, I have an affiliate program. For those of you who have audiences of artists, I am launching. We're doing the branding boot camp on Tuesday, but I'm also launching my club. So if you would like to help me out, and I will give you something in return, inbox me. Okay.
There you go. All right. How bad do you want it? Okay. Hey, D-Ray, go ahead, bro.
My final words: you cannot cheat the grind. Get out there and grind. Get out there and work. Get out there and swim. Because if you don't grind, the grind will grind you. I'm out.
Oh man, hey man, you're so right about that, man. Matter of fact, I went swimming earlier, and I ain't feel like it, but man, hey, I was doing the butt. Man, I did my 8 laps or so. Man, hey, God is good. All right, Jesus Beats, man. Go ahead, sir. Any words of wisdom I'm going to give? Hot 316 Radio.
Yes, ain't nobody come see you, Otis.
Yeah.
Okay. The words of wisdom tonight, just short. For artists, just have fun doing your music. Stay humble, and don't always look at somebody else's, stats and numbers and platforms and thinking that's what you need to have right then and there. You just gotta take your time with your music, have fun, put God first into it, and don't rely on somebody else's success. That's where you're supposed to be. Just have fun. And that's about it. And keep out of the drama. All right. Don't be arguing about all that other stuff that's out there, like the Christian versus the non-Christian and this and that. Just stay out of the drama and just focus on your music and focus on working, interacting with people around your community and everywhere else. And God will make sure everything falls in line.
Can I piggyback on that real quick?
Feel free. Go ahead.
Most of the people who are keeping the drama going that's their only talent that they really have. Is drama going. So you probably need to just focus on, if you're a beat maker, make your beats. If you're a songwriter, write your songs. If you're a drama person, stop.
I do need some Christian artists to make some songs for the Murdoch family. Come on, y'all can do that right now for us if y'all don't know.
Woo, boy!
Our area's on fire tonight. We making the map today. We haven't made it since Candace Owens did One American Idol. So
look, if y'all don't know what's going on down in South Carolina, y'all better get on Google, because they need some Tribe of Levi music down there, boy.
Hey,
do like a gospel version of "In the Heat of the Night,"
Oh man! Wow! Hey, there's opportunity right there, y'all. Hey, come on, you creative geniuses out there for sure. Well, man. Well, again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Remember, you matter in the kingdom of God, so don't compare yourself or your ministry to anyone else out there. Do what God's called you to do, and you'll be just fine. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone here as well on the Music Industry Makeover. We'll see you for another one. All right. You all stay safe out there. And hey, let's get it. Let's do it. Let's do it, y'all. Peace. Oh yeah.